Important salts in daily life. Can you tell what are salts? The ionic compounds which do not contain hydrogen and hydroxide ions and contain only one kind of cation and anion are called simple salts. Sodium sulfate, potassium phosphate, calcium chloride are some examples of salts. Inorganic substances are found in nature in the form of salts. Sea is a rich source of several salts of various elements such as chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, bromine. Do you know? Some of the important salts found in seawater include sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, calcium carbonate, and magnesium bromide. Come, now let us perform an activity to study more about salts. Activity. Let us first prepare saturated solutions of some salts such as table salt, soap, washing soda, and baking soda. Let us put 2 to 3 drops of the universal indicator in them. Compare the colors with the pH color chart and note down the observations in the table. We observe that the solution of table salt is originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to green. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of the solution of table salt is 7. We know that pH 7 indicates a neutral solution. This shows that the solution of table salt is neutral. Soap solution is also originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to violet. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of soap solution is 13. We know that the pH greater than 7 indicates basic solution. This shows that soap solution is basic. The solution of washing soda is originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to blue. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of washing soda solution is 9. This indicates that the solution of washing soda is basic. The solution of baking soda is also originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to blue. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of baking soda solution is 8.5. This indicates that the solution of baking soda is basic. From this activity, we understand the use of pH color chart for determining the pH of various solutions. If the pH of the solution is less than 7, the solution is acidic. If it is more than 7, it is basic. And if it is 7, then the solution is neutral. Now let us make a list of a few substances in day-to-day use in accordance with their pH value from 1 to 14. Toilet cleaner has pH 1 to 3. Lemon juice has pH 2.5. Vinegar has pH 3. Tomato juice has pH 4.1. Black coffee has pH 5. Milk has pH 6.5. Pure water has pH 7. Solution of baking soda has pH 8.5. Toothpaste has pH 9.5. Detergents have pH 10. Milk of magnesia has pH 10.5. Lime water has pH 11. Drain cleaner has pH 14. We know that a salt made from a strong acid and a strong base is neutral and has pH 7. A salt made from a strong acid and a weak base is acidic salt and has pH less than 7. While a salt made from a weak acid and strong base is basic salt and has pH more than 7. Now let us study more about some salts of everyday use. Sodium chloride, table salt, NaCl. Table salt or common salt, which is used for cooking, is the most widely used of all salts. Its chemical name is sodium chloride. It is formed by the neutralization reaction of a strong acid, that is hydrochloric acid, and a strong base, that is sodium hydroxide. Therefore, it is a neutral salt. Its aqueous solution has pH 7. Now let us understand the properties and uses of common salt. It is a colorless and crystalline ionic compound. It does not have water of crystallization in its crystalline structure. It is salty in taste. It is used for the production of salts like sodium carbonate, that is washing soda, and sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda. It is used for the production of chlorine gas. The method involves electrolysis of the saturated solution of sodium chloride brine. The reaction releases hydrogen gas at the cathode while chlorine gas at the anode. Also, an important basic compound, sodium hydroxide, is formed in the cell. The given reaction represents the electrolysis of sodium chloride. When sodium chloride salt is heated to a temperature that is about 800 degrees Celsius, it melts. This is called the fused state of the salt. Electrolysis of the fused state of sodium chloride releases chlorine gas at the anode and liquid sodium metal at the cathode. Do you know? Salt is also obtained from a certain type of rock. This salt is called rock salt. Some examples of rock salt include mineral halite and Himalayan rock salt. This salt is used for treatment of many diseases. The 25% aqueous solution of salt is called saturated brine. When 1/5 of this solution is evaporated, the dissolved salt gets crystallized and salt gets separated from the solution. Sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, NaHCO3. You must have tasted a cake and bhaji. Have you ever thought what makes the cake porous or the bhaji crisp? This is because of the baking soda added in them. Baking soda is a white non-crystalline powder. Its chemical name is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Its molecular formula is NaHCO3. Now let us understand the properties and uses of sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate turns the red litmus blue. This shows that it is basic in nature. It is used to make bread, cake, dhokla. As it is basic in nature, it is used to reduce acidity in the stomach. It is used to make the active substance carbon dioxide in the fire extinguisher. It is used to clean an oven. Now, let us answer a question. What are the constituents of baking powder? Where is the baking powder used? The constituents of baking powder are sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda, and tartaric acid. Baking powder is used in the preparation of light spongy bread, cakes, and dhokla. Now let us understand the properties and uses of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is a yellowish white-colored solid substance. Its chemical name is calcium oxychloride. It has a strong odor of chlorine gas. It is used for disinfection of drinking water at the waterworks and the water in the swimming pool. It is used for bleaching cloth. It is used for disinfection by the roadside and garbage sites. Reaction of dilute sulfuric acid and dilute hydrochloric acid with bleaching powder releases chlorine gas completely. Calcium oxychloride reacts slowly with carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate and chlorine. You must have experienced that tap water has a typical strong odor in the rainy season. Water in a swimming pool also has the same odor. The odor is of the chlorine gas used to destroy the microbes in the water. Chlorine gas is a strong oxidizing agent. Therefore, it has a strong disinfecting as well as bleaching action. Chlorine, being present in the gaseous state, is inconvenient to handle. Instead, the solid bleaching powder, which has the same effect, is more convenient to use. Bleaching powder undergoes slow decomposition due to the carbon dioxide in air and chlorine gas is released. Property of the bleaching powder is because of this release of chlorine gas. Bleaching powder is obtained by the reaction of chlorine gas with slaked lime. Now let us find out various types of bleaching powder available in the market and what distinguishes them from each other. The various types of bleaching powder available in market are bleaching powder containing chlorine, bleaching powder containing oxygen, bleaching powder containing peroxide, and bleaching powder containing reducing agent. The effectiveness of bleaching powder as disinfectant depends upon the chlorine content. The value of bleaching powder in the market is proportional to the quantity of available chlorine. Higher the chlorine content, higher is its price. Now let us understand the properties and uses of washing soda. Washing soda is a whitish and odorless powder at room temperature. It turns red litmus paper blue. This shows that it is basic in nature. It is hygroscopic, that is, it absorbs moisture if left exposed to air. It is used mainly for washing clothes. It is used in the glass and paper industry. It is also used in refining of petrol. Sodium carbonate is a water-soluble salt of sodium. Crystalline sodium carbonate, on keeping, readily loses its water of crystallization. As a result, a white powder is obtained. This powder is called washing soda. Now, let us complete the reaction of sodium carbonate with sulfuric acid. Sodium carbonate reacts with sulfuric acid to give sodium sulfate, water, and carbon dioxide. Let us proceed further to study some crystalline salts.